Miss Cassie from the Orange Beach Public Library. Welcome to another bedtime story time. I have my new best friend right here, Sammy, and he, I don't think, likes me being on the camera. So I'm going to get him a little treat, and then we'll get started. Come on, Sammy. Go. Go. All right. Let's get started. We sing our hello song. I forgot that last time, but I remembered it today. So we start like this. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. Very good. All right, we're going to read a story today about dinosaurs. Look at those dinosaur bones. It's called The Dinosaur Expert, and it's by Margaret McNamara and G. Brian Karras. They look like they're at a museum. So let's see. You see there's Sammy. He'll be in the background. How we do it. Kimmy collected things so she could study them. She collected rocks and shells and leaves and pebbles and feathers. She even collected owl pellets, and she took them apart. But of all the things Kimmy collected, fossils were her favorite. That's why Kimmy was happy when Mr. Tiffin's class was at the Natural History Museum for a dinosaur field trip. She had been there many times. She knew so much about dinosaurs, she couldn't wait to share. Looks like fun. Whoa, said Alex as soon as they walked into the first room. Dinosaur fight! Kimmy stepped forward. The big one is a Barosaurus, she said. She's a plant eater, and the small, fierce one is the Allosaurus. The Allosaurus can move fast, but the Barosaurus has a super powerful tail, continued Kimmy. She'd use it to protect her baby. You know a lot about dinosaurs, said Jake. I love fossils, Kimmy said. I want to be a scientist when I grow up. Girls aren't scientists, Jake said, and Kimmy stopped talking. Is that true? I don't think so. In the next room, there was big photographs of old-fashioned people. Some of them were out in the desert. Some of them were standing with dinosaur bones. Does anyone know what a dinosaur scientist is called? Asked Mr. Tiffin. Kimmy knew. A paleontologist, said Eleanor. Right, said Mr. Tiffin. Paleontologists study fossils. These pictures show paleontologists from long ago. Dinosaur scientists are still looking for dinosaur fossils nowadays all over the world. Kimmy studied the photographs. She read the fossil hunters' names aloud. Edward Drinker Cope, Earl Douglas, O.C. Marsh. See, said Jake. The next room was Kimmy's favorite. Every case had a different set of dinosaur bones. She knew which ones were from the Triassic period, when dinosaurs first walked the earth, and which were from the Jurassic period, the age of the giant dinosaurs, and which were from the Cretaceous period, when dinosaurs shared the planet with so many new species of mammals and insects and birds and flowering plants. Mr. Tiffin led the class to a plaster cast of a tiny dinosaur skeleton. Kimmy knew what it was right away. Archaeopteryx, she whispered. Jurassic. This is the Archaeopteryx from the Jurassic period, Mr. Tiffin said. Look at that skeleton. Does it remind you of anything? What do you think? What does that remind you of right there? Kimmy wanted to tell the class that the dinosaur was a relative of a bird. She wanted to say that birds and dinosaurs are related, and that some dinosaurs even had feathers. She put her hand up. Looks like a dancing rabbit, Molly shouted. With a monkey tail, called Jake. Everybody laughed. Kimmy put her hand down. While Tara drew jawbones and Eleanor recited a dinosaur poem, Kimmy studied an oviraptor's nest. After a while, Mr. Tiffin came over. They looked at the exhibit quietly together. Scientists used to think that dinos stole eggs, said Kimmy, but then they realized that oviraptors sat on their eggs to protect them. I'm sure the class would love to hear that, said Mr. Tiffin. Maybe some other time, said Kimmy. a little shy. Jake ran ahead to the next room. "Check this out," he called. It was a special exhibit. "This is the biggest dinosaur ever," said Robert. "A titanosaur." "It doesn't even fit in the room," said Alex. "Kimmy," said Mr. Tiffin, "you might want to see this." Kimmy went over and took a look. There was a dinosaur she had never seen before, called Gasparinisaura. She read all about it. And then she saw the photos of Dr. Brandoni de Gasparini. Kimmy smiled wide. "I thought you'd like her," said Mr. Tiffin. One picture showed Dr. Brandoni de Gasparini hunting for fossils. "Fossil hunting is a dusty business," said Mr. Tiffin. "I love dust," said Kimmy. There was another photo of Dr. Brandoni de Gasparini with test tubes, and one of the doctors winning an award. "Awesome," said Jake. "Really awesome," said Kimmy. "She is so cool." In the next 3 rooms, Kimmy kept talking. She told the class a lot. This guy's brain was tiny. People used to think it must have been another brain hiding somewhere to control such a big body, she said, but it only had one. "These look like raptor toes," said Kimmy. "Some raptors needed 3 toes and others only used 2. "Interesting," said Molly. "Finger bones are interesting too," Kimmy said. "Earlier raptors had 5 fingers and later raptors had 3. "How come?" asked Jake. "They evolved," Kimmy said. "They kept what they needed and changed what they didn't." "We're always evolving," says Mr. Tiffin. "That's a dinosaur mummy," said Kimmy. "It was preserved for 65 million years before anybody found it. You can even see its skin." "You make these dinos sound so real," said Jeremy. "It's almost like they're alive," said Anna. Wow. "Imagine what that field trip would be like," said Mr. Tiffin. Whoa. "Okay, class, back to reality," says Mr. Tiffin. "Time to head home." As the class took a last look at the dinosaurs, Kimmy turned to Mr. Tiffin. "That Titanosaurus was amazing," she said. "But I like the one named for Dr. Brandoni de Gasparini best." "Me too," said Mr. Tiffin. "When I grow up, I want to be just like her," Kimmy said. "I think," said Mr. Tiffin, "you already are." The end. That has some, look at this, these are some favorite paleontologists. There's Mary Anning. There are Karen Chin, Anusuya Chinsei Turan, Daisy Morris, Stephanie Pierce, Lisa White, Zulma Brandoni de Gasparini, right there. It has more information about them. So you can check this book out at the library to learn more about all these people. Thank you to Schwartz and Wade for letting us read this one today. I love this book. It's a good one. All right. Sammy says hi. You see him? It's right there. Hi, Sammy. All right. He wants to sing the goodbye song. Are you ready? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it, wave goodbye. If you're happy and you know it, wave goodbye. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, wave goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Remember, we have another Stay in Storytime tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. right back here in the same spot. Have a good night. Bye.